We want to give you a warm welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Today our title is Food as Medicine, and we are so excited that we have our special guest, Chef Brian Igarta, and his wife Crystal, their daughter Sky. And they are here today to present to you some really fun recipes. I will be passing that out to you in a minute. So I just want to introduce Crystal first and give her a warm welcome.
Aloha, my name is Crystal DuBoyce, and with my husband, Chef Brian Igarta, and our daughter Sky, we are the Maui Vegetarian, and we're so thankful to be here, and we're glad that you're here too. I also want to thank Nadine and her husband, John, as the health leader ministry here, put on these sort of things every so often. So if you didn't sign up on the sign-up sheet to be contacted for future events, please make sure you do that before you leave. If you're familiar with the folks here at the church, Pastor Lyle Coffey, he's the pastor here. He's a good friend of ours from down south, when we all used to be in Roseburg. Anyway, we're glad to see him again. Thank you so much for having us here. Let's see. We are going to be sharing some things with you. My husband and I, we have, our ministry focuses on food and health. And we love to share what we've learned along the way. Chef Brian is a professional chef of 20-something years. He's worked in the industry. Currently, we are in Eugene, Oregon, where we recently opened up a cafe there with much success. A lot of people are desiring the good things, and when people hear the word health food and they want to be healthy, you know, they understand that they need to be healthy, but sometimes we just don't know how, because there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of misinformation out there too. So I encourage you, our goal is to just really encourage you to seek for the good things, and desire those good things, change our taste along the way. We'll show you some good food that can help you to open your minds and your palates to the good things that are out there for us to feed our bodies, feed ourselves, feed our minds, and we can be happier and healthier, right? So we have a few recipes to share with you today. I believe she's going to be handing out the handouts soon. We'll get those handouts to you soon. And we are going to go ahead and get started with our demonstration. Okay. I'm going to wait till she gets those handouts to you.
You want help?
Chef Brian and I have been doing this ministry, teaching about food and health for over 10 years now. When we first started out back in Maui, where we're from, I made a big transformation from standard American diet to complete plant-based diet with the help of my husband, because he had already been vegetarian. So when I did that, we embarked on this really intense journey of wanting to change our lifestyles for the better, eat better, feel better, and be able to think clearly. So we started out with this, and all along the way, the changes were very apparent to the people that were in our lives, the people we worked with, our family members, and different people. And they just thought we were so crazy. We were out of our minds, doing this. And they would ask us, what do you eat besides salad? There's a whole lot more to eat besides salad. I learned, because if I didn't have my husband, I would be asking the same thing. He showed me a whole new world of vegetables, where standard American diet was mainly heavy meat and protein and a lot of bread. If you had vegetables and fruits, it was always a little bit on the side. So he taught me how to eat eggplant. And tomatoes, if I ate tomatoes, it had to be cut up really small, and it had to be mixed in with other things. So he showed me just a whole new way of eating. Chef Brian is wonderful talent with food, and we're so glad to be able to share that with you. So, when we were constantly asked about what do we eat besides salad, we decided to do this. We came out with our first cookbook. It's called the Maui Vegetarian Cooking with Aloha. In Hawaii, aloha means hello, goodbye. It also means love. And that's what we put into our food. And that's what I encourage you to put into your food too. Your cooking, anything that you do, is to put your time and your energy and your good feelings into that, because it has become very apparent to the people around you. Whether you're trying to change your diet and improve, and believe me, no matter where we are, what level we're at, we can always seek to improve what we're doing, right? Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. You have your handouts now. And I'm going to share with you this first recipe called green smoothies. How many of you already know about green smoothies and are doing them? Good. Good. Very good. Okay. Well, I based this on this book, Green Smoothie Revolution by Victoria Botanical. She lives in Ashland, Oregon, just south of where we are. It's an amazing story of their family's transformation from standard American diet, which actually they were from Russia, but when they moved to the States, she tells a story of going to the grocery store and seeing all the boxes and cans and packaged stuff and thinking, I'm going to try every one of them. And she did. And they ended up with chronic diseases. Their son at 9 years old had diabetic condition and just these different things. All these health things came up. And as she embarked and researched onto a better way, she happened upon eating raw. And the basis of it is just including a whole lot more of the live plant foods into the diet, which many of us are lacking, especially in our society today, where it's so easy to go to the corner store or restaurant and just pick up something. It's really easy and fast. So what I'm going to show you is based on this book, Green Smoothie Revolution. Really good book. This recipe is very fast. In fact, I won't even spend much time doing it because it's so fast to do. And so the ones that already are doing green smoothies, you know, right, how quick it is to do. So what I'll focus on in a moment in between is on these beautiful fruits and vegetables that we have here. We have kale. This is arugula, spinach. Our greens are potent, packed with vitamins and minerals. And it's not just vitamins and minerals. There's bananas, raspberries, strawberries, pineapple, we have apples. That's just a sampling of all the fruits that are available, right? Full of vitamins and minerals. Not only that, it's phytochemicals. Do you know what phytochemicals are?
Good guys.
Good guys, definitely. Phyto, plant, chemicals, plant chemicals that have been shown. And scientists can't even tap the surface of what phytochemicals there are. They just know that they're so good for us. They're mainly responsible for helping our bodies, our immune system to be strong and to fight off disease and illness like cancer, okay? So we want to include more of these things into our diet. How do we do that? In an easy, fast way, because if you guys are like me, you don't have much time. I don't have much time. We're busy, and your mom's busy with taking care of kids or whatever else it might be. Okay? So when we do this green smoothie, all we need is a blender, and we don't need any fancy high-powered blender. If you have a regular basic blender, that's fine too. That works really well. You can use that. It may take a little bit longer. It may involve you to chop things up smaller in order to get that blender to go. Do you have a knife? Or am I not seeing it?
Your catch. She usually catches it.
So if you're on your first page, are you on your first page there? Okay, green smoothies. Okay, it just takes a few minutes to do, throw together. As long as you have your ingredients, you can go to Trader Joe's and you can get packaged, organic, already cut up greens. That's what I do. I prefer to get them out of my garden. And it's spring. It's planting time, right? It's getting very close to planting time at least. But I hope that everyone is at least going to have a little garden, right? Okay. Our dark leafy greens are very full of so many nutrients, like our arugula. It's also called rocket lettuce, but you can also think of it as rocket fuel. It is very high in a molecule called nitric oxide. Do you know what nitric oxide is? Nitric oxide? Not nitrous oxide. Okay? Very different. Nitrous oxide is gas you know when you go to the dentist. Nitric oxide is very essential for our bodies, helping to our cells, our nerves to communicate with each other so processes can go smoothly in our body functions, our cells communicating with each other so we do the right thing, right? Nitric oxide is most well known for cardiovascular benefits for heart health. Okay? So we can use arugula for our green smoothie. We can use kale and just 2 cups of kale, which is like 2 good handfuls of kale. 2 cups has 5 grams of protein in it. There's a lot of protein in our greens. Spinach is very high in calcium. They're all high in calcium, but it has a lot of calcium and iron in them. And the calcium that we get from greens is much more useful to our bodies than is the dairy calcium. There are also actually negatives associated with consuming the dairy type of calcium, which we won't get into now, but you can take that as a challenge to go and study it out, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we're going to take, spinach is our mildest greens, but it doesn't matter what green that you choose for your green smoothie, because when you're mixing them with the fruit flavor is going to override any bitterness of the greens. You want to get this down. And the thing too is like, I mean, how easy is it to eat your kale just like this? It's not that palatable, right? It isn't, right? Even arugula has a very strong bitter flavor, and those bitter components are actually very helpful for you. So we need to get them down. Green smoothies are a great way to do that. So we're going to, I'll use spinach for this one. And we just put that in there. You can put as much as you want. With spinach, you can go a whole lot because it is very mild. It's a very mild green. There's other types of greens that you can use. There's beet greens, dandelion. Do you know where to get dandelion from? Exactly. As long as you know that they haven't been sprayed, right? Those are very beneficial to us. We can use those dandelion greens and throw those in our smoothie. Cilantro is really good. Cilantro is very high in vitamin C. Very high in vitamin C. It's an excellent chelator for heavy metals. We are always absorbing heavy metals from the environment, from water, from food, from different places, you know. And so we need to be constantly chelating our bodies, and you know, in an unconscious way, by including lots of these things, because these things will naturally detoxify our bodies of things that are the harmful things that are getting accumulated. Okay? So cilantro is really great, and a lot of people say, I don't like cilantro because it tastes like dirt. Well, I love cilantro. I like a lot of it. But even if you don't like cilantro, if you put them in the green smoothie, it's just amazing. The flavor that comes out is really good. So try it. At least try it, right? Okay. Lamb's quarters is another, what they say, a weed that a lot of people, well, you can go out and find lamb's quarters foraging if you want. And you can use that. You can also find it at farmers markets mostly. Okay. That's another good one to use. But there's a lot of different things that you can use. Swiss chard as well. And parsley. So we put that in there, and then we get our fruits. And really, these fruits that I'm going to use are just your really, it's just a basic recipe. You can throw in whatever kinds of fruits that you like into your smoothie, with the exception of melon. If you're going to do a melon green smoothie, just use melon. It's just something about the combination. Melons just don't combine well with other fruits. Okay.
Why is that?
It's just, it has to do with the, I don't know why. It has to do with it escapes me.
The enzymes or something?
Maybe the enzymes. It has to do with the, I want to say pH of it. It just doesn't combine well with other foods. This is stuff. I think it's in here and why. And I knew that if I didn't look up the answer, somebody was going to ask. So when you find out, let us know. Okay, so we're going to take some strawberries.
But the melon works well with the green vegetables.
Will go well with the greens. And normally we're not into food combining. You know, like rice and beans for protein, complete protein, that sort of thing. And that kind of goes naturally together anyway. But the thing is, like, fruits and vegetables, and generally when you're eating them, you don't want to combine them together because of the different
way fruits digest faster than vegetables.
There you go. Thank you so much. Fruits digest faster. Okay, thank you. Sometimes it just totally escapes me. But fruits and vegetables, we generally don't want to combine them. You know, we have a lot more fibrous texture in the greens than we do in the fruits, and so they do take longer to digest and can cause fermentation in there. When you're combining fruits and vegetables together and eating them. But see, when we're doing it in a green smoothie, and I was very skeptical when I first learned about it, until I actually did them. The blender is doing the majority of the work for you. Because when you are consuming your food, you chew, your digestion begins in your mouth. And that's when you start assimilating the nutrients into your body. But half the time we don't chew well enough to really extract the nutrients out of our fruits and vegetables. So this has done the majority of your work for you. And the benefit, and one really wonderful benefit of this green smoothie is that it's really easy on your digestion. You get quick assimilation with this because it's half the work is done for you. Okay? It can just take in your body and it's leaving the fiber in there, so you're getting the fullness, and then also fiber helps to sweep out your colon. So that's the benefit of that. So we're going to I have fresh organic strawberries here. I'm going to throw some of those, I don't really measure. You can go by the guidelines of this sheet. But I really don't measure, I just kind of throw things in. And what I do is I drink a quart of this. I'll drink a quart. This is an 8-cup blender. I'll drink half of this, maybe more, and I'll sip on that all morning, and then I don't need to eat because it's giving me lots of nutrients and it's satisfying, it's satiating, it's making me full. Okay? Yeah, I can get all those nutrients. When you do your strawberries, leave the greens on. The greens are actually more nutritious in minerals. The leaves of the strawberry, you can also put them in your smoothie as well. But leave them on there. It's really good for you. I will put some raspberries in there. And then I'm going to put some apples. When we add apple to our smoothie, we don't even need to add any kind of a juice to this, just our water, because blending the water with an apple, what do you get? Apple juice, right? You get the sweetness from the apple. And it's up to you if you want to remove the core or not. It's your choice. I like to remove the core. It's not going to hurt you to get some of those apple seeds in there. Those are actually helpful to the body. Banana, and I like to freeze the banana. If you want to use fresh or frozen fruits or a combination, that's totally up to you. Whatever works well for you. In the wintertime, when I don't like to drink cold stuff, I'd rather have fresh fruits, but that's when they're not really available. So, I don't know what to do. So we have that in there, and then we could add this pineapple in, but my husband said he wants to eat it, so. So we add some water in, and we don't need to add a whole lot of water, because what happens is when we have our greens in there, the greens have a lot of water already. So that's going to, depending on how thick you want your smoothie, you can just add a little bit of water. If you want a thicker smoothie, or less.
What kind of water are you using?
Oh, this is distilled water. I'd rather use, like, not necessarily distilled. I don't usually use distilled, but that's what store had. Yeah, I like to use filtered water. Not tap water. So your bananas add a lot of creaminess to this. Sorry. Put a little bit more water in there. You'll find that if you don't add, say like frozen banana or berry type of fruits in there, that you get separation on your, you know, the spatula? You'll get separation, and it just is not as palatable that way. You gotta absorb those nutrients right into your cells and feed your cells right away. So we've heard, eat a rainbow every day, right? So drink your rainbow every day. If you include a lot of these fruits, your combination, whatever you choose from, some type of green in there, lots of greens, you can consume a lot of it at one time in a palatable form. Your skin is going to glow. You're going to smooth your skin. That's just the outward benefits. I know my grandmother, she's Korean. She's, how old is she? She's like 88 years old. and her hair is starting to turn black again. Because she said, I said, what are you doing? She said, well, I'm drinking green smoothies every day. So it's working. You can see the white on the end and the black fruits. It's amazing. So anyway, if that's doing to your outside of your body, what is it doing to your insides, right? So I encourage you to just really go for it, and they taste good. We have some samples for you coming up. And I think that you will enjoy it, and I want to encourage you to just include this. I was going to talk about maca powder as different things that you can add to your smoothie to boost it. And also I forgot to mention that when you do your green smoothies, you want to use, ideally, one type of green in your smoothie. And you want to vary it. Like, don't do spinach for a week straight. Do spinach one day, kale another day, Swiss chard another day. That's because of the alkaloids that are present in spinach. Those can build up. They're in there in small quantities. But when you use one type all the time, it tends to build up in there. And alkaloids just are not good for us because they bind to protein and they're just not too good to be consumed. So rotate your greens and fruits. Get lots of variety of fruits. The other thing that I was going to mention about greens is that they are full of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is what makes that green color. Chlorophyll is what converts the sunshine into this nutritious energy.